Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's March 16th of 2021. It's 7:45 p.m. I think I've lost a day someplace because uh, information that people posted on one of my videos and then uh, something I saw online indicated that uh, the stimulus checks, a lot of them were coming on the 18th, and then there was the report that Chase banks and Wells Fargo banks had received the data information that they were going to, they got it, they get it early, but that they were going to credit the money to the customers' accounts on the 18th. I think now I see where I lost the day. So I was thinking that today is the 16th, and I was thinking that after midnight tonight, that 4 a.m. in the morning or whatever, the money for the stimulus money might go into my account. No, I see my mistake. At midnight tonight, it will be the 17th. So tomorrow at 4 a.m. in the morning, or what? Not tomorrow, but the next day. I'm totally confused. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to probably get the stimulus money until actually the 18th. So somehow I was thinking all day today that, oh, okay, at like 4 a.m. tomorrow, which would be the 17th, I was thinking that I'd probably get the stimulus money. Oh well, I have to wait another day. Um, yeah, I have as you know, I've been using the Motorola G stylus, and I got this for $100, new. Of course, it was last year, soon about the time I got it, not shortly after that. Shortly after that, they came out with repeat of the Motorola 3 or 4 models, and with very small changes this year. But I got this for $100, and this is the stylus one. And I like the stylus, but like I knew, and I said before I got it that I probably wouldn't use it very much, but I like the idea of the stylus uh, for some reason. Not sure why. But I have ordered the Google Pixel 4a, and for the camera, or for the camera software. That's the reason. This is probably shortly before I purchased this one. I purchased it. I think that was a which one was that? I can't remember. I'm spending more money. um, you know, Buying these things too often together. I've got, and I can't remember how many I've had. Uh, if I just held off for a few years and didn't buy a cell phone, say I held off for 3 years, for sure, probably I could purchase a $1,000 cell phone. I wouldn't do that. I don't know why anybody would actually need unless you're wealthy and you have a Rolex watch that you wear and you show off, and unless you have things like that, okay, for that reason. But so far as use, uh, Now, I've looked at, for the last, I don't know, long, for quite a while, I've been looking at the Google Pixel 4a, looking at all the YouTube videos and everything. And I want it because of the camera, and especially for the low light camera. I mentioned, I think in yesterday's video, that since grade school, I've always been interested in photography. I had a bunch of different cameras. I had a twin lens reflex camera where you look down, square, negative, format. I just love that camera. I just loved that format. Loved everything about that. And I've got, I mentioned that I think yesterday too. I've got 3 Panasonic cameras now that things have changed so much with the quality of the cameras that are in these cell phones. I'm probably not going to use my Panasonic G7 ever again. Not going to use my other, well, the one camera that has the up to 600 zoom, that one I may, if I go someplace, something could come up. If I went to something where I wanted to zoom in, a nude beach. I'm kidding. No, that wouldn't be polite, but no, I mean, I could see you using that camera. I haven't used it in years, but it's sitting here. Then I got that small, this is really a neat camera. It's Panasonic, and this is the old one. This is the LX7. I think they're up to LX10 now, but I really, because that can slip in your pocket and you can carry it in. It takes good pictures and everything. But I've been wanting the Google Pixel 4a, because, it's a cell phone, but it has the lenses are not, it only has one lens. It's not the glass, it's the software. And with Google is able, with the software, to have this cell phone take especially images, and especially low light. It just blows every other, no matter what the cost of the cell phone, it blows them, blows the others away. So anyway, this is on the way. I forget how long it's going to be here in a few days. I sort of regret, one thing, I don't know if this, and I watched tons of video over the last, 6 months, year, on the Google Pixel 4a. One of the things I like about this is that when I'm using it just for making a video, and you'll see, if you go and look, you'll find some videos that I've made with this, and from the portrait mode, like from this mode, with the cell phone like this, when I'm taking videos, they come out in this is the portrait mode, come out in the correct, without having to rotate you can just use this, and that's great. That is a fantastic feature. I'm hoping that in the in the Pixel 4a, Google Pixel 4a, I'm hoping that's a feature of Android that I can turn on. Since I ordered today the Google Pixel 4a, I realized that actually I had not messed with the camera settings on this. Let's see. I don't even know how to pull it up. Oh, maybe it's up here. I don't. I don't. I noticed a while ago when I was looking at this that it has what, night vision on it is one of the options. I didn't even know that that was one of the options on this. That's one of the so I'm maybe I'd been better off just keeping this, but that's on the way. I'm going to order this chair, and I'm sure it's going to be. I end up purchasing about okay, I'm 240 pounds is my weight. It's been up as high as 252, but I know I got a big gut on me, but these chairs last me about a year. They're all crap, and I think no matter what you get, basically it's the same chair, same parts, or I mean, you know, it's. But anyway, I need a new. This one here is an old one. I switched with my grown son because the one I was using, which was less than a year old, he's using that now. The hydraulic thing went out on it almost immediately. So I'd be sitting here and it was sporadic, but often, and it was happening more often, you know. So I need to order this. If you've ordered like through Amazon a chair, of course that's a problem. When you go see these ads for, like, let's say the chair, a company, you know, goes through Amazon and they're selling their chair, but then they sell out the ones, and then they order in some different chairs, maybe cheaper. I'm sure they're all from China, you know, but they order maybe cheaper, or maybe just totally from a different company. But it still goes on. When you do reviews, when you see the reviews, you'll see, you know, the purchase date. The person makes a review, and it's the purchase date that the people purchased it, and they mention something, and you're looking at the review, and that's not. That's because, you know, somehow they need to come up with a system. I don't know how they would do that. That sellers would have to have the reviews start over or something when they go to it, and the information at the top and everything should be. But it's not a lot of times. I know it's that way with chairs and some other things. So anyway, if you know of one, let's say less than $200 that you've ordered. Now, if you're a 98-pound weakling, that's from the old days of comic books and things like that, where they would have a drawing, or I don't think it was a picture, I think it was a drawing of, and at a beach, and somebody is kicking sand in a skinny guy's face or something, and what was it, Hercules, not Hercules, and then what it would sell is I think a little instruction manual or something. It wasn't Hercules, but it was like, you know, somebody won't be kicking sand in your face if you send off money, and you get this, and then you follow the exercise routine or something like that. That's where that came from. So if you're 98 pounds, I'm not insulting you. It's from old commercials back in the 1940s, I guess, maybe 50s. But yeah, if you weigh like less than 100 pounds, I guess don't tell me, hey, this chair, been using it for 10 years, you know. But um, I've got this on the way. I think it's going to be here tomorrow. And I mentioned before that I've got two fairly expensive printers that, they print wireless, they fax, they scan, they're scanners, all that kind of stuff. They're big. Both of them are big. And it just doesn't work out. It doesn't work out very well. And I have a whole stack of old pictures that I want to scan. And this, it looks to me like it, that I could even get it on this very small desk. I had to move something, but I could get on this very small desk here. And then I could be sitting here watching YouTube videos of cats and raccoons and possums and all the other things, and scanning at the same time or something. So I've got this on the way, and it's coming. And I know I asked in a previous video about this, and I know the information that people gave me. Several people said, no, Jim, 4K is not, not good for how close you have it to you, and also everything. And I was thinking about ordering this last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, and almost ordered it. And then I showed it in a video here and asked, and then right away I had a couple people leave comments, and then I was like, yes, I remember that, because I had a 4K monitor and just had it a few days, and I really didn't like it. Well, I looked at some YouTube 4K videos, and yeah, it was like, wow. That's when I was watching the ones of, I spent 5 years in Miami, living in Miami. So I was watching there's people that walk around, but I guess they're not holding it, they have it on their hat or something. And like their videos from like Miami, and it was areas that I had walked through, Bayside and all that, and the Bayside Mall and that type of stuff. And it was like, wow, yes, I remember that. I was right there. And then I watched some other videos of New York City, which was just amazing. I've never been to New York City, but St. Patrick's Church and different things in 4K, and it was really it was great. Now the 4K video from Las Vegas wasn't as great, except because they couldn't go through the casinos, but they walk down the sidewalk doing 4K and that type of stuff. Then I saw 4K video from people again walking. I saw a few 4K videos of people driving in their car. That was also, great. But then I remember and that's why I just told my son, do you want the 4K monitor? And he said yes. So, but then these couple people said, yeah, and I said to myself, I even answered them, here. Yeah, I remember that. The size of the things having to be, messed with. But this was a monitor that I was thinking about, and I'm thinking about, getting it again, or not getting it again, but I'm thinking about, maybe ordering it. And not for gaming. I mean, that's everybody, when I come up with something, they'll say, Jim, no, that's not for gaming. And I'm really, Yes, I play Civilization 6. I've been playing it for years, sort of. I mean, I just go there sort of like somebody, I don't know, doing a crossword puzzle or somebody playing solitary or something like that. It's just to kill some time and kind of relax and uh, whatever. So I'm not getting the 4K for, you know, what I would like it for is, when I'm doing editing of, which I don't do much of, but I keep thinking that I am from doing, editing of videos, and I can have the long time because the way it is now, I have the video up here and I'm going to edit it a little bit. I never get into it very big, but my intention is to get into it. But they have the time. I put the video in there, and then I have to go, slide, and then I come to where I can put the other, okay, put this other one over at the end of here, and then and I would be much better to have, more real estate here so I could see it. So I'm thinking about this again, and yeah, I know. First of all, I know it's not for, not for gaming, although it doesn't matter to me, at all. But I did enjoy the watching those ones, the 4K videos. Um, so what I should do is, this is a very small room, and I have, well, I don't know if you can see, I don't know how much you're seeing with, let me pop this up so I can see what you're seeing here. Okay, well, you can see back here, these 3 containers, they're just loaded with stuff. Then I got these little containers up on top, and I have more of these, like these big containers. I see the one on top doesn't have much in it, but there is one more of those big containers over here filled up with stuff, and there are some more of these little containers. Now those little containers are right above I think you can see it here, let's see. See, right here. That's my head. That's my bed, and that's the head of my bed right there. And I'm sort of afraid. Laid down a couple times to go to bed, and I think, oh my God, I hope that doesn't come crashing down on top of me. I was making streaming videos before there was a YouTube. Before I was one of the first people in the world to make streaming videos. I know because when I was making these streaming videos 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that's before, like I said, before YouTube and before See You, See Me, and before all of the other places that have come and gone. I was making streaming video, and I know that I must have been one of the first people because I couldn't find anybody else doing it. And I was looking on, the internet. There was one business that had a camera that was aimed at a coffee machine, and I think there was somebody else had a camera that was aimed at a vending. I don't think it was a vending machine. I think it was like one was at a coffee one, and the other was at something like a, because I don't think I ever saw anybody, there. And when I started doing, video, then I made streaming video when I was in Miami for a while and various places. And two, a lot of times I had the camera up in the corner of the room so you could see the entire room. Well, during 2000, I did the 2000 census, and I had the camera going 24 hours a day. You couldn't see any of the census material. You could see me sitting there, naked. So I was being paid by the federal government, by the way, to be naked. Actually, I think I had a T-shirt on, but just a T-shirt, and doing census material, because you had to get, there was, they paid you for what you did at home. They paid you mileage, and they paid you for what you did at home. So, and I'd be doing an hour or two getting the census things lined up and the map of where I was going to go and have them in order, so, and all that kind of stuff. And so I like watching YouTube videos, and I'm always interested in like the background, and sure, I'm interested if I'm watching cat videos or dog videos, or well, I'm interested in that, but especially when you have somebody doing something at home, or like we've got the guy and his wife. Well, you never see her, almost never. She's behind the camera, and he's got his 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl, and they make these music videos because he's having to work at home right now instead of being out doing his gigs. And then there's a couple that are in the UK, and they have they're more amateurs. I mean, more amateurs in the music. I don't know what Dad does, but he does they do a good job of. They come up with some like original material, music, and it's Mom and Dad, and 2 boys, and 2 girls. Yeah, pretty sure. And but when I'm watching, I like, for any type of video, not just those, but any type of video where there's a situation like that, I've always been interested in the background. And the U.S. couple that make the music, they make some good music. The kids, I think that they have a boy, I think, who's 10, I think one 9, I think the girl is 6. And they have talent. At least a husband and the 3 kids, little kids, they have musical talent. And but anyway, I like, they've got pictures of their kids on the wall, or I think I saw watching, and I saw a tail or something of it, and I thought, they've got a dog. And then before long, one of the videos, the dog was on the couch, and stuff like, and then they made a video in another room, and stuff like. So I always liked that type of. Does that make me a peeping Tom or whatever? I don't know. And I think a peeping Tom would have to be somebody who did it for sexual pleasure or something like that. Well, the guy is his raccoons, or is it possums? The guy in Canada. I never can remember. He's really popular. I mean, I liked watching, well, he makes hot dogs, a whole bunch of them, feeds them every day, hot dogs, and other stuff. And sometimes there's like, I don't know, 20 or 25 of them. Sometimes there's just a few, depending on the time of the year or whatever. But he took his camera out and walked like on his property around it, and I enjoyed seeing that, so, but how did I get on that from the monitor thing? For some reason I got on there, but I am thinking about this monitor. If I go with the been thinking about getting another ham radio. I don't need it, and I don't use it. I very rarely use the ham radios that I have. Now, I did there back a few years ago when I was a little more mobile, I mentioned this yesterday, I think, in a video that I would, with my cell phone, I would set the alarm for like the local ham club. Their meeting is every Thursday, I believe, Thursday night. And so I would set the cell phone to buzz me, ring me, alarm me, and then I would grab my ham radio and go out in the parking lot and check into the net, and then listen to the rest of the net as I walked around and walked around and walked around, and then I'd come on in. And I've been, I've talked about the medical problems, and I don't want to mention those again now for a while, or ever really. But I thought about doing that again, have my cell phone, put not just the one net in, but some of the other nets. There's Skywarn, there's a Skywarn net, civil defense net, all types of stuff. And put some of those in with the alarm to go off. And then when the alarm goes off, go outside with my ham radio. This is not my ham radio, it's over there. And that would be getting a little bit of maybe some blood going to my legs and my feet. And so when I was thinking about that, I thought, well, I've got my ham radio over there, but it's a $250 amateur radio, and it's a good one, a Yaesu's. Not super, fancy in any way, but it's a nice radio. But then I was thinking, I haven't been doing it. Haven't even been turning it on. I turned it on during the ice storm, or the storm we had here in Texas, where we were without power for 2.5 or 3.5 days. But I was thinking, because I always come up with an excuse to buy something. I admit it. Okay, I'm bad Jim. But I was thinking, wow, if I had one of those new cell phones, if I had the new, Yaesu's with a color screen and a touch screen or whatever, or if I had the Kenwood, the most expensive of the HTs, that I thought if I had that, that would encourage me to go out and walk around the parking lot and get my blood circulating to my legs and my feet. So, but I think if I do get the monitor, of course I'm not going to get the ham radio. But if I get the ham radio, it, I think, would just sit over there, turned off. One time, it's an old video, I went out early in the morning for a pass of the International Space Station. And there's software that tells you when it's coming and where to look in the sky, and the whole, it's pretty neat. You can get it for a cell phone. And but with my really, it would help if having somebody, and nobody's entered, my grown son is not interested. He used to be a ham radio operator for a while. He's not interested. He's doing stuff on the, the internet. And it's doable. I mean, I've seen YouTube videos of ham radio operators going out and holding the, an antenna, and they have their, the ham radio. They have the antenna that they're adjusting because of there's Doppler shift and stuff like that, where the International Space Station is transmitting on one frequency, but because of movement, the frequency, the frequency shifts because of the Doppler effect. And so, you need to, so now I've used the software, and I've seen the, visually, the International Space Station, going overhead. It's uh, it's easy to see. The the software, of course, or the thing on your cell phone helps you a lot because when you originally see it, you're going to think, is that? And the sky is filled with, aircraft. At the first, you're going to think, okay, is that the International Space Station, or is that just an aircraft that's far away or something? But with the software, it shows you, on this, like where it's going and moving, that type of stuff. So that helps. But it would really help to have somebody and helping you out. And then, of course, now with the virus situation, I've had my first virus shot. My next one is going to be, I haven't been to my doctor in a long time because I don't really go to the office, and I've got one new problem with this swelling here on my arm. And I just happened to have to go to the doctor for, I guess originally it was for the testing before they put the second pacemaker in me. Anyway, I forget what the deal was, but I was like, okay. Oh no, they did that thing up the nose, testing for that. But anyway, it was like someplace well, I've got this swelling here, but I know you're not. Oh, that was a heart doctor, I guess. And so he's like, and no, we don't know what that is. And that's kind of, And then when they took me into surgery to put the second pacemaker in me, that was the same thing. They're going to put the blood pressure cup on me, and they're going to do it. And I said, well, I've got this here. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I can see it. I have no idea what that is either. And I thought, and so I need to get in to see the doctor, but I don't want to go unless I have to, I had to go in order to get the first injection, not to the doctor, not to my doctor's office, but to another place where they were doing it, but what I'm going to do is I'll get my second virus shot on the 31st, and it's the period is 21 days for that, whichever. Where's my billfold? I got the card in there. Okay, I don't know. My billfold, I think, is over there someplace. So what I would like to do is I need to call and make an appointment for 21 days after the 31st so that's going to be towards the end of April. March, April, yeah. And then make an appointment then, because like when some of my prescriptions come up, so far I've had a problem because they know what's going on with the virus. They probably don't want to be at the office either, But at some point, I need my prescriptions. And at some point, they're going to say, okay, we're not going to give you a refill unless you come into the office and have blood work done and blah, 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 blah. So I need to call in now, I think, and make an appointment for towards the end of April. And that way, when they get a request for a prescription refill, they'll look me up, and then they're going to say, well, okay, he's made an appointment for the end of April. That's, we'll just go ahead and fill it this time. Or otherwise, they're going to, no, he needs to, come in now. So, I'm guessing that I'm going to get my stimulus money on the 18th. And I was thinking that was tomorrow, but that's because, anyway, I got confused. I'm an old man. I am going to love I think the pictures that this Google Pixel 4a takes. Uh, One reason I know is because I was watching, uh, I forget what it was, the Note something. Anyway, it was reviews of a cell phone that's $1,200. And I thought, wow, what's so, and I just happened to watch this one, and then I watched another one after that. So anyway, both of the guys that were talking about, okay, the $1,200 or more cell phone, fantastic finish, waterproof. I mean, you could tell that it looked beautiful, and they talked about how it feels like quality, all that kind of stuff. I like. I just can't afford it. But the guys talking about this, this is they were all talking about, this is a lot of money, but it's this, and that. And then the guy then mentioned one other, he says, talking about the cameras or whatever. Okay, the cameras are really good, but the Google Pixel 4a camera, it's actually the software, but the uh, the the pictures are better from the Pixel 4a, a $350 cell phone, than they are from the, basically. And I thought, wow, because of course I was already wanting the Pixel 4a, thinking about it. And then I watched another video with the same cell phone, the $1,200 cell phone, and the guy did the same thing. He talked about when they, hey, this takes really good pictures, and of course it should for a one that's, over $1,000. Of course, the Google Pixel 4a, the images, still images, and the low light are better, than I want, that. Well, I couldn't have wanted it anymore. That's what I wanted. I just not long ago paid $100 for, this one. Of course, my son, of course, I upgraded him. He got my old one, cell phone, and but unfortunately, okay, this one I'll put back in the box with everything that came with it, and it looks mint condition. Probably never use it again. But when I give my son something, he's a grown man, by the way. When I give him something, the stuff never gets put away in a box. It never gets put with the charger. It just goes into a black hole in space or something or other. It's just so that I wish he would put things back keep it with the. That's another thing. I mentioned this before. I wish all these people, no matter what the product is, that if it has a power supply, I wish they would put the name of the company on. Some of them do, like Amazon. Of course, Amazon just has all kinds of products, and it just says on the thing that goes on the wall, Amazon. But I wish they would, because I've got, not because I try to keep the things plugged together. When I'm not using it, and I put it in one of these boxes or whatever, I try to plug the charger into it and keep it, charged up. But then when somebody comes up and my son needs a charger or needs something or uses something, they get separated, and I have there's a bunch of course it's cheap stuff, I think, but a bunch of stuff around here that I have no idea which charger, works on it. My drill, which I haven't used yet, Black & Decker, if you're familiar with that. This is I just bought a combination drill and screwdriver, and I mean that one I know because it has, and the thing that plugs into it is unique. You could tell that goes with that, But I have a lot of stuff here I should just throw away. I have never ever used those audio cables that use light, I I have a number of those cables. I just can't bring myself to throw them away. I'm 80 years old. I'm not going to be using, not going to be using them again. And then there's also a bunch of, I've got the power block, and then I've got these ones that have this little, you know, thin cable that's really coming out of it, I mean, it's permanently in it, and it's like I would never, let me see, don't have one in reach, but I've got, okay, here's one up here, and I hope you can see it. It hurts my back, never mind. Anyway, I have try to buy good USB cables, but some of the stuff that comes with the thing, oh, my bad, my eyesight is not as good as it should be, and I use these ties for everything, and I know they make Velcro and other, instead of using, I don't know what you're seeing again, but instead of, using these, and I have different sizes in here, I go through a whole bunch because I use them to tie the cables up. But that's, to try to keep, that's another thing. My son just plugs something in and just doesn't try to, get the stuff together, doesn't try to route the cables together, doesn't try to get, and I use these ties to try to tie them together and that type of stuff. But then what happened, oh yeah, let me show you that. It's happened, I know twice, and I think at least 3 times, and maybe more. This is to cut the, because the tie is around the cables. Well, I can't see very well, and then bending over, with the arthritis hurting like hell, I'll be like cussing and swearing, God, and I know at least twice I was trying to cut the thing off that's got the cables held together with some other cables, but I've cut the cord, for the audio device, for the speakers, because a lot of times the speaker cords are the ones I wrap up and use. I should start buying the Velcro ones, and I think they've had I've seen some other stuff, even some plastic ones, that, anyway, time for me to take my nighttime medication and eat something and take a nap, and I jokingly say, okay, well, I'm going to sleep until my money comes in, or until I get my 40 acres and a mule, or something like that. And when I say that, my ex-wife will say, well, you can't sleep that long. I'm kidding, I know I can't go to sleep here, but I'll joke about it, Yeah, I know I can't sleep till, today's the 16th. I know I can't sleep until, and it's almost 9 p.m. I know I can't go to bed now and at 9 p.m. on the 16th and wake up at 4 a.m. on the 18th, But I get tired of saying, I'm kidding, Anyway, thank you please subscribe if you're not subscribed. And please click the microphone or whatever it is, so you'll be notified when I make a new video. And by the way, I'll talk about the Google Pixel 4a, and you will see video for sure, and you'll see still images, especially low light level, pictures, and the sky with the ability of the Google Pixel 4a. But I'm not going to do a review of the, because there must be 1,000 reviews on YouTube of the Google Pixel 4a, and some of them, most of them are terrific. But I'll just pass on what I discover, and how things are going. But you'll see some video with it for sure, and you'll see, especially if it works out well. I better let you go. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Yeah, didn't make it. Okay. That's not it. What am I looking for? That's not it. I'm looking for this. Thank you very much for watching.